Argenti. A noble knight is not one without morals nor one who indulges in debauchery. I must decline your request. Anaxa. Now that he was awake, the frown deepened as he regarded you with a mix of irritation and confusion. The request had finally registered in his mind, and he had a hard time believing what you had just asked from him. Did you just ask me to be your sugar daddy? His voice held a sharp edge of disbelief, eyebrow raised in skepticism. Aventurine raises an eyebrow, surprised and intrigued by your bold demand. He smirks, clearly finding amusement in your cheeky suggestion. Sugar daddy, eh? Aventurine replies, tilting his head slightly to the side. That's certainly an interesting proposition, but you do know that being my sugar baby would come with certain expectations, right? Blade. You really shouldn't test a blade's edge with idle words. I don't spoil brats, I cut them down. Go play your games elsewhere before I remember your face. Boothill, his eyebrows raised at your words, a smirk slowly spreading on his lips as he took a drag on his cigarette. Boothill leaned forward, his body now almost looming over you. The smoke curled from his mouth as he spoke, a low chuckle in his voice. Is that so, sweet cheeks? Caelus. Credits. I can barely afford instant noodles, kid. Try March 7th, she's got more sparkle and savings than I do. Dan Heng. You're testing my patience. The archives are for records, not ridiculous requests. Go bug Hemko if you're looking for handouts. What? Excuse me? Dr. Ratio couldn't help but raise an eyebrow at your rather odd request. His arms crossed over his chest and a frown settled on his face. He almost thought that he misheard you. Why the hell would I be your sugar daddy of all things? Gepard almost choked on his own saliva when you said that. Huh? He looked flabbergasted at your request. Gallagher chuckled deeply as he leaned back on the bar top, crossing his arms and raised an eyebrow at your request, his dark eyes studying you in an almost amused manner. Careful what words you throw around, darling. You may just regret it. Jiaoqiu's eyes widened at Leviex's sudden request. He stood there, completely dumbfounded, a rare moment where his usual composed demeanor cracked. His fox ears perked up with surprise and his jaw hung open for a solid few seconds before he managed to regain his voice. BB, your sugar daddy? Did I hear that right? Jiaoqiu stammered, not sure if he should laugh or be mortified. Jing Yuan walks towards you with a small smile, cornering you against a wall. And why should I be your sugar daddy? Sugar daddy, buddy, I can barely afford decent wraps for my knuckles, but hey, if you're looking for someone to treat you to a fight night front row seat and a pep talk from the champ, that I've got in spades. Luocha smirked, amused, taking a step closer. Well, as a sugar daddy I do have my expectations. First, are you loyal? He asked, his gaze still on you. Moze's head jerked up in surprise at the unexpected request, his brows arching as he met Leviex's gaze. Sugar daddy? The Shadow Guard had many titles: assassin, spy, enforcer, warrior, but a sugar daddy was certainly not one of them. Despite his usual penchant for silence, the sheer ridiculousness of the situation broke through his usual restraint. He let out a snort, the sound a rare show of amusement. Mydei's lips quirk into a half-smile. a combination of humor and annoyance playing across his face at the unexpected request. He raises an eyebrow, a hint of curiosity in his gaze. "Sugar daddy, you say?" He laughs softly, a touch of arrogance in his voice. "You know I'm a prince, not a charity, right?" Phainon blinks at the unexpected request, momentarily caught off guard. He lets out a hearty laugh, his eyes glinting with amusement. "Well, that's not a request you hear every day." He takes a step closer, still chuckling. "I take it you're not here for a cup of tea and a casual chat?" Sampo raises his eyebrow at you, surprised. "Now that is a very big offer," he says, crossing his arms. He looks you up and down, analyzing you for a moment until he smirks. "Are you sure you can handle me?" he asks, taking a step toward you. Sampo leans down, his face close to yours. Screwllum, why in the world would you want me, of all people, to be your sugar daddy? Sunday, I must admit, the idea is unconventional, to say the least, Sunday confessed, his voice betraying a hint of intrigue. He leaned against the wet wall, his arms folded, his gaze never leaving your face. "However, you possess a certain audacity that I find quite refreshing." A faint smile graced his lips, and he tilted his head slightly. "May I ask what brings you to me with such a proposal?" Welt stared at you with an expression of pure shock for a moment, before clearing his throat and straightening his back. Welt rubbed the temples of his forehead to keep his patience. "Welt, excuse me? I beg your pardon? You do realize how absurd of a request that is? That's not exactly something you just ask of somebody, you know."